They walked into court thinking they had the perfect excuse. No job, no money, no responsibility. But within seconds, the judge started asking the right questions. And the whole story began to fall apart. By the end of the hearing, every excuse was crushed. And the courtroom went completely silent.
Yes,
You're back, except today, you're the petitioner. Looks like we found Mom.
Finally found her.
Okay, finally found her. What can I do for you today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to get some justice. I think it's time that I get back what I've been giving out.
What do you mean by that?
Money. Been giving so much money and she hasn't even been here.
Right.
You know?
Well, before we really get started, are the kids in the car with the dog again today?
Kids aren't in the car, Your Honor. The dog got hit, so he's in a doggy wheelchair.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, I'm sorry to hear that about the dog, but the kids are fine.
They are, they're with the neighbor.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. So what's been going on? I mean, it's been a few months since I've seen you.
Right.
So it looks like you were here.
All right, guys, brace yourselves, because this case is about accountability finally catching up. A father who's had full custody for months, a mother who disappeared, and a courtroom that's clearly run out of patience. On the surface, this looks like a simple child support dispute. But underneath, it's about priorities, truth, and who's really showing up for these kids. As emotions rise and stories start to unravel, one question hangs in the air. Who's been carrying the real weight all along?
Okay, what she just said is right, all right? But I'm not agreeing with you in the sense that, you know what I mean? Let me tell him to be quiet and talk to me only.
I got
all right,
Judge.
Mr. Clough, continue. So, as I was saying, it's been a few months. So the kids have been with you, looks like it's been about 7 or 8 months now.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right? So in this 7 or 8 months, has Mom been paying?
You been paying?
Well, no, that's
she
not how this
hasn't, Your
works.
Honor.
That's not how this works.
She hasn't been paying.
All right?
She has not been paying.
Has she at least been visiting with the children?
She hasn't visited the children, but she visited that man in jail that she ran off with.
Oh, the one that was in the car that you
In the
really couldn't
Cutlass,
see?
yeah.
The Cutlass. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right.
He got arrested not too long after I saw you for the PPP loan. Is that correct?
No,
That's how she got that.
incorrect. That's incorrect.
She got what? What's that?
You know, from the last time. She got the booty in the booty.
What they call it something, though.
Yeah, the BBL. She know.
Oh,
Why are you telling my business?
People need to know.
People don't need to know nothing. That's for the gram.
Anyway, Your Honor.
I mean, I wanted to know, but you know, we're not here for that. We're not here for that. I'm not
Right.
going to be petty. So,
This is a critical moment. The judge establishes that the children have been living with the father for 7 to 8 months, with no financial support and no visitation from the mother. Legally, that matters. Child support isn't about who talks louder or who looks better. It's about responsibility. When one parent shoulders all the daily care while the other disappears, the court starts shifting focus fast. And you can feel it here. The sympathy is already changing sides.
He was barely doing anything. That's why I petitioned the court, Judge.
okay, well, here's the deal. You petitioned.
Yeah.
He showed up. You
He did.
didn't. I
I
dismissed
had an
it.
opportunity, Judge. Had to take it.
Okay. And could you do me a favor? Could you, if you're going, I don't allow gum chewing, but if you don't have anywhere to put it, I would suggest
Can I
you at
swallow?
least.
I'm good at that. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see.
What?
Mr. Clough, continue, please.
Well, that's why I petitioned the court. I do apologize for not showing up, Judge, but let me tell you, I came up. You know.
Oh,
I
let's
wasn't
talk
getting
about
nothing
this
from him.
come up. What kind of come up we talking about?
Well, Judge, I met a man who said he can change my life, Judge.
All right, so how financially, did he change this life of yours?
Not too much.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Clough,
I know.
we don't know. Let's hear her side of the story because I'm pretty sure she's going to say some interesting stuff about finances.
Judge, Clough don't know nothing. Listen, understand that I got at least, 6 figures in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Had
You know.
6 figures in the bank.
You said what now?
Mr. Clough, again,
Federale gonna take
I'm
it. I
not,
put it
excuse me,
overseas.
Miss Daniels, when I speak, both of you be quiet. Mr. Clough, there will be no more outbursts, okay? I understand you both are frustrated, emotions are high, but let me get through this hearing, okay? Because if I can't get through it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reset it.
This is where credibility really comes under the microscope. The judge doesn't care about apologies without action, and excuses don't outweigh attendance. Missing your own court date is a red flag, especially when kids are involved. Courts look for consistency, not stories. When the explanation turns vague and the details start drifting, it signals something deeper, a lack of stability. And judges are trained to spot that instantly.
Well, it kind of just depends on the year and how many promotions I get, how many companies want to invest in me. So it just depends. Anywhere between.
When are you gonna answer my question?
Judge, it's a difficult question for me. Because, you know, sometimes I can have a promotion that's $500, or I can have a promotion that's 50,000 plus. So,
Miss Daniels, you know I don't have a lot of time, right? I have other cases I need to get. Right, so you obviously came here to waste my time.
I didn't.
You did, because I asked you a very simple question.
Judge, I have a simple answer.
On average, how much do you make in a year?
Judge, I'd like to say about, maybe about 30 to 100K.
Okay, 30 to 100,000?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna take the high end so we can keep this moving, because you came here to waste my time and I do not have time to play with you.
Oh my gosh, Judge.
And is this from an employer, or are you self-employed?
I
what do
am
we do?
self-employed.
All right.
I do influence.
What do you influence?
I influence the world.
You clearly aren't influencing, you said the world?
The world.
Well, that doesn't include these 5 children, because you don't even go and see them, right?
It's just been the last couple months.
Well,
okay?
no, excuse me.
Yes, Judge.
You're influencing everyone but these children that you do not have anything to do with and you do not financially support. You said they were with you.
Turning point. The judge asks a simple question. How much do you make? And instead of clarity, she gets deflection. In family court, income isn't optional information. It's the foundation of support calculations. Claiming to influence the world doesn't pay for school, food, or medical care. The contradiction is loud. Luxury spending, cosmetic procedures, but no consistent support for 5 children. And that contrast? Judges take that personally.
Right. So your child support, you're looking at monthly. So with your testimony being on the high end of $100,000, that's what I just based your child support off of. So, I mean, well, I was going to make it higher than that and do it like the $350,000. Then that would make you cap out. But
I think you should do that.
if I have to accept her testimony as true, but I don't really think that it's going to help her too much, because her child support is still going to be pretty hefty. So I have your gross at $8,333.33. That brings your net to $6,512.07. So $6,512 times the 40%. That brings your child support amount to $2,604.
Is that a week, Your Honor?
How often are you paid? Are you paid by the day? You paid by the month? How are you paid?
Judge, it just depends. I would.
She
say,
just
though,
answered my question. That's a monthly amount.
I mean, that's
How
great,
she's
monthly.
paid, it'll just break down, but the amount is $2,604 plus.
I can give you that.
Plus.
You need it.
This is where emotion gives way to math, and math doesn't argue back. The judge uses the mother's own testimony, choosing the higher income estimate to keep things fair and efficient. 40% for 5 children isn't punishment. It's statutory responsibility. Once the numbers are laid out, the outcome becomes unavoidable. This is the moment many parents realize court isn't about intention or image. It's about obligation in black and white.
All right, is there anything further that you want me to know that's related to this?
Judge, briefly about visitation. How does that work?
The kids are going to stay with him, and you guys are going to work that out at a
we don't get
different.
along very well, as you can see.
Well, obviously, but I mean, they need to stay with him and probably see you on weekends if you're so busy.
That's my busiest time, Judge. I can't do weekends. Maybe Monday to Tuesday.
Right, and I'm at work.
Are you going to get him to school?
No.
I can't.
You can't get him to school.
She don't have a car.
You don't have a car?
She make all that
please.
money,
Oh, you a lie.
but ain't got no car.
You better go see the rose outside.
What kind of roses? I love roses. What color?
I just said rose, like rose gold color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because I know we weren't talking about that other one. But
no, we're
anywho,
not
that's
good.
neither here nor there. Is there anything further, Mr. Cliff?
I think that's
So in the end, the ruling was clear. The children stay where they're stable and financial responsibility is enforced. Monthly, consistently, no excuses. This case wasn't about winning an argument. It was about protecting kids from instability. Now we want to hear from you. Did the judge get it right? Should accountability come before image every time? Drop your thoughts below, and if cases like this shock you, hit like and subscribe for more real courtroom moments that tell the truth without filters.
Yes, Your Honor.
You filed this case before the court.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on?
I am a full-time mom, and I also work as well full-time as a hairstylist. And I had one child with this man right here, and he is intentionally not trying to work to avoid paying me child support, and he's not helping with our child.
He's not helping doing anything?
Nothing, ma'am.
He's not giving you any money?
No, ma'am.
Is he paying for lunches?
No, ma'am.
Nothing.
I can barely get him to call and talk to his son.
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move to him?
No, ma'am.
Sir?
All right, guys, brace yourselves for what's about to unfold. This isn't just another long-distance love story. It's a case about trust, responsibility, and a 5-month-old baby caught in the middle. A woman moves states for a man she met online, gets pregnant, and then he vanishes. Now he's denying he's even the father. But here's the twist. He's not even in court today. Was this avoidance or legal technicality? Let's break down what really happened and why today's ruling might change everything.
Yes, Judge.
Is there a reason you're not supporting your child?
Well, from what the attitude that she has today, I'm lost. First off, I do everything that I can.
Okay, when you say you do everything, she's saying you do not do anything. So what is everything that you're doing?
Well, when she asked me to pick him up, I pick him up.
Okay,
try to keep a
let
job.
me ask a better question. What are you doing financially to provide for this child?
Oh, well, I don't have a job.
That wasn't my question. What are you doing financially to help support this child?
Well, I guess nothing.
Your Honor,
You guessed nothing. Yes, ma'am.
he did have a job at the post office, but once they took out child support, he quit.
Okay.
Literally right afterwards.
How long were you working at the post office, sir?
Probably about 2 months.
2 months? Okay. Is that about accurate? He was working there about 2 months?
I believe so.
Okay.
This is where the emotional weight hits. A year-long relationship, flights across state lines, plans for a future, and then pregnancy changes everything. Notice how calmly she explains it. No drama, just facts. But legally, this shifts from romance to responsibility. When a child enters the picture, the court doesn't care about ghosting. It cares about accountability. So the real question becomes, is he running from commitment or from paternity?
Ma'am, how much does it cost for you to pay for, how much is it monthly for your groceries to pay for lunch for these kids?
Monthly, I'm looking about maybe $500. I packed lunch.
What? $500? Mm-hmm. And you're making $3 per
don't
CD.
even live in a house.
How many CDs are you selling?
Probably like 20.
You're selling 20 CDs in a day.
Yeah,
And
it
you're
keep me, like, I
making-
get gas. I can get gas. They give me a little food or whatever. That's about it.
So you're making like $60? Sir, you understand that's not enough to support this child, right? If you divide $500, right? That's
Right.
how much your groceries are, correct? You divide that by 30 days, which are typically what's in a month. That's $16.67.
Here's the legal turning point. He believes he's not the father, but hasn't requested DNA testing. That's significant. In paternity cases, doubt must be backed by action. You can't simply say, "I don't think it's mine," and disappear. The judge immediately zeroes in on that contradiction. If he truly doubts it, why avoid the test that could clear his name? What do you think? confidence, or fear?
Why I gotta pay her anything? Though?
You came here to waste my time, obviously. We are not about to play these games. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
You are going to pay this woman child support to support your child. The court has the obligation to make sure that we give you credit for any other children that you may have, but you are going to start giving her something to financially support these children. Now, what I can do, because you, based on the paperwork you gave me, you did not work at the post office long enough for me to be able to just see what you're making on a consistent basis. So I will set your child support at minimum wage. Okay?
Okay, what's minimum wage?
You know the minimum wage in Texas, right?
Nah, I just moved here.
Okay, well, based on minimum wage, the rate is $7.25.
What am I supposed to do with that?
$7.25. It's better than $3. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but by the time the
$3
taxes
for a CD. No, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
as I was saying, that brings your gross to about $1,256. Your net, I have it at about $1,121.54.
This moment might seem procedural, but it's critical. The case can't move forward because he wasn't properly served. In simple terms, the court cannot force someone to appear unless they are officially notified. No service, no jurisdiction. It's not about sympathy, it's about due process. Even if he disappeared emotionally, the law still protects his legal rights. Fair or frustrating.
Your child support obligation a month is $203, okay?
A month?
I take that back. You said you have
Can
other
I-
children, correct?
Can you split that up in like 6 months? I gotta pay that monthly?
You will pay that monthly, and it will come out based on how you were paid. Were you paid twice a week or bi-weekly? However you paid it?
You saying the CDs or the post office?
The post office.
Oh, yeah, the post
Please do not mention
2
that
2
again,
weeks.
talking about some CDs for $3, and I just broke down. It costs
Wow,
$6 a day to feed your kid.
Yes,
I do
ma'am.
not want to hear anything else about $3.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you're not actively looking for a job, so you need to actively look for a job as well. Giving you credit for the other children that you have, your child support obligation comes out.
And here's the judge's strategic move. She orders DNA testing before the next hearing. This is smart judicial efficiency. Why argue child support before confirming paternity? If the DNA confirms he's the father, the conversation shifts immediately to financial responsibility. If not, the case ends right there. One scientific result could determine a child's future. High stakes, no more excuses.
To $145 per month, and that is to be paid each month. Understood? There is not a reason, sir, that I'm going to allow you to walk out of this courtroom and not give this woman anything who is spending $500 a month in groceries to take care of your child. Is there anything else I need to know here today?
Yes, ma'am. I also just found out that our child does not have insurance
Okay.
because of him. So I don't know what I need to do now. Do I need to go ahead and get insurance for our child, and do I need to pay for that as well?
Yes, that's something you can go ahead and do on your own. And you, sir, when she gets that health insurance covered, she's going to give you the cards, but you're also going to be responsible for reimbursing her for the amount of coverage for the child only. You understand?
So you're saying that
I'm saying what I
can get-
just said. Did you understand what I just said?
Well, man, I'm trying to
Did
ask.
you understand what I just said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything further that I need to know in regards to the monies with taking care of this child? You want to tell me that you're making more than $3?
All I was trying to say was that, you know, she's saying that she don't have to have insurance, or she don't. So how does she obtain the insurance? Like
She will do that. I just ordered her to make sure that she enrolls the child in health insurance. I'm more concerned with making sure that you reimburse her. Understood? Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
So in the end, today wasn't about money. It was about process. The judge didn't award support yet. She ensured the foundation was legally solid first. DNA will decide the truth. And once truth is established, the law moves fast. But here's the bigger question. Should a man step up emotionally before a court forces him legally? If this case surprised you, drop your verdict in the comments. Who made the stronger case today? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real courtroom drama. Because sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the loudest. They're the most procedural.
Miss Sultan,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So I had met my boyfriend online. We've been dating for a year, and I lived in Kansas at the time, and he lived in Texas, and he would fly to me, and we'd see each other often.
All right, guys, brace yourselves for what's about to unfold. This case starts like many child support disputes, a working mother asking the court for help. But it quickly turns into something far more revealing. We have a parent accusing the other of intentionally staying unemployed to dodge responsibility, and a judge who is not here for excuses. As you listen closely, ask yourself this: is this about money or accountability? Because today, the courtroom is about to decide who's really showing up as a parent and who's hiding behind words.
I then got pregnant, and he had disappeared on me. So our daughter is now 5 months old, and I had moved 3 months ago to this so we could all
So
be
you
together.
moved to Texas from Kansas to be
Yes.
with him?
Yes.
Okay.
So our daughter could.
This is the first critical legal moment. Notice how the judge redirects the conversation away from emotions and straight into responsibility. She's not asking if he loves his child. She's asking what he's contributing financially. In family court, love doesn't pay for groceries, rent, or school lunches. When he admits he's providing nothing, that single word carries massive legal weight. At this point, the court begins evaluating intent, not sympathy. Do you think honesty helps him here or hurts him?
I have both parents,
Okay.
and he had just disappeared on me. So now I would like child support.
Okay. I see you did request a DNA test.
Yes.
So he has not taken
He has
the DNA.
not.
Okay. Does he know he's the father? Does he believe he's not the father?
He believes he's not, but I know he is.
How do you know he is?
And here's the moment the entire case pivots. When he admits he quit a steady job after child support deductions began, the issue becomes crystal clear. Family courts take this extremely seriously. Voluntarily quitting to avoid support is seen as intentional evasion. That's why judges can assign imputed income, meaning they calculate support based on what you should be earning, not what you claim. This isn't about career dreams versus reality. It's about a child's needs today. Would you have said the same thing in his position?
Because there's no other way.
All right. Okay. Well, I see he's not here today, and that is partially because you did not serve him to be here today. So what you filed with me, the child support request and the request for DNA testing, you didn't actually get him served with that to be here today.
This breakdown right here is courtroom math at its most brutal. The judge does something powerful. She translates income into daily survival. When groceries cost $500 a month, but your income averages a few dollars a day, the excuse collapses under basic arithmetic. Courts don't judge lifestyle dreams. They judge sustainability. The moment those numbers hit the table, the argument shifts from debate to inevitability. At this point, can anyone reasonably argue the child's needs are being met?
Okay.
Okay. And you understand he has to be served with it in order to appear.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will order him to appear. He has to take DNA testing, get DNA testing done before he comes back to court. And I'll set you out, what do you need, like a month or so?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So he'll have to do DNA testing before then. So that way, when we come back, if he's deemed to be the father, then we'll just move forward and see about the child support part, okay?
Okay.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you are dismissed.
This is the line-crossing moment, when patience runs out. The judge makes it clear that cordial relationships and personal justifications don't erase legal duty. Having multiple children doesn't reduce responsibility, it increases it. And when she sets support based on minimum wage, she's sending a message. If you won't work, the court will still hold you accountable. This is family law at its core, ensuring children aren't punished for adult choices. Do you think this ruling was firm or fair? So in the end, the court did what it's designed to do: protect the child's basic needs. Support was ordered, income was calculated, and medical expenses were addressed. This wasn't about ambition, arguments, or attitude. It was about responsibility. The judge closed every loophole and left no confusion about expectations moving forward. Now we want to hear from you. Did the judge strike the right balance here? Drop your thoughts below, and if cases like this keep you hooked, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more real courtroom accountability.